Hey everyone, One Spitting here at the battle report. So I named this battle Mabele from the Austin Powers movies, if you get the reference. My Empire versus an Ogre Army, 2,500 points. It's an interesting game. For one, it's a practice game for a tournament that I'm playing in this coming weekend. The guy I'm playing is not attending that tournament, but he attended a tournament last weekend, which was a preparatory one for it. So they followed the same rules, played the same scenarios, and he won it. And so he reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to practice game, and I said absolutely. We're playing a modified Blood and Glory scenario here. So at this tournament, you're awarded points based on win, loss, or draw. It takes 250 points to win, and that's basically if you lose you get 0 points, if you draw it's 5, and if you win you get 10, and then you can get up to 5 bonus points based on scenarios. In this scenario, you get 2 points for breaking your opponent first, his fortitude, and then you get 1 point for every woods that you are in at the end of the game with any unit. And there's 2 woods, you can see this picture, and there's 1 in the top left. The only other thing I should say is that if you break your opponent first, you get 600 victory points, and if you break your opponent second, you get 300. So there's that. Let me run down the list. Starting on the right, he's got a unit of man-eaters. Look how beautifully painted these things are. Look in the description of this battle report for a painting blog for this player and his wife who paint stuff. It's really cool stuff. So the man-eaters, there's a bunch of them, 8 of them, with Swift Stride and Poison. They have the Dragonhide banner. He's got a unit of 7 Iron Guts with his Battle Standard Bearer and his general, who's a Slaughtermaster. He's got a Saber Tusk, and what looks like the Great Chaos Spine Beast is actually a Stone Horn. He doesn't have that model yet. There's an Iron Blaster behind it. Then a big unit of bulls. Looks like it's 14 bulls. With a Fire Belly in there. Level 2, he has the Hellheart. Hellheart is particularly troublesome for a light council. Way to the left is another Saber Tusk. Yep, there he is. And there's the other woods way in the corner. So, I've got the Steam Tank. Demigryphs, they have a banner, no musician, no champion. 44 Halberdiers. I've got my Battle Standard with them, a Hurricanum. I've got the Arch Lector built, as you can see, with the War Altar. Then there's another unit of Halberdiers with a 5-man archer detachment and my light council behind him. Then I've got the captain, Captus's Sword of Might. He's basically got a 1-up, strength 5. Then a master engineer with a cannon and a Hellblaster volley gun. So I won the role to go first, which I was super excited about. He's got an Iron Blaster, which is super accurate, and I've got a cannon and a steam tank, so I'm sure he didn't like to see that. One rule on the Stonehorn, by the way, is that if you hit it with a multiple wounds, cannon or whatever, you only get half of it. So if I roll 6 wounds, he's only going to take 3 wounds. So I know that if I want to kill that thing with my cannons, it's going to take several shots. For the most part, because it's Blood and Glory, we could have deployed up to 50 inches in. I didn't. I stayed on the back line, and my wizards at the very bottom are right at the edge of the table. So, yeah, in hindsight, I don't know why I pushed up as far as I did necessarily, because I think I have them outranged, but nevertheless, I kind of moved up a little bit like that. The matchups I really want my Demigryphs in with his bulls, but I need that to happen in a way that they don't get countercharged by something else, because I'm not going to break them anytime soon, because they're going to be steadfast. I don't mind getting my Halberdiers in with his Iron Guts. I just need to weaken them first. The Man-Eaters, I don't have a great solution for. Normally, I think I'd probably put the Steam Tank in there, but it's on the other side of the board. I was fully deployed by the time I put the Man-Eaters down. So what I really need to do is slow things up and give my Hellblaster volley gun time to shoot its stuff. I don't have a good solution for the Stonehorn except for banishment. So turn 1, I go to my shooting. My steam tank kills his Iron Blaster. I was very, very happy about that. Then my cannon opens up on his Stonehorn, and I roll a 1 to wound. So that could have been better, but I wasn't complaining one bit. I mean, his Iron Blaster's off the table, and that's huge. Ogre's turn 1. For the most part, he rushed forward. He did hold back with his bulls on the far left. I think he just really didn't want to get charged by my Demigryphs. The way he's lined up now, I could actually charge the Saber Tusk with my Demigryphs, and if I overrun, I think I would need to roll an 8 or a 9 to get in with the bulls, and that would actually be ideal for me. That would be fantastic. I think I was a little bit worried about doing that, and then falling short and letting him charge me. If he charges me, I'm a little bit worried about it because impact hits and he's got a lot of static combat res. His Stonehorn tried to charge Captuses and forced a terror test, and I passed it, so looks like that. Saber Tusk coming around. The Saber Tusk over here is causing a couple problems. One, he can function as a redirector, but he can also threaten my Light Council. So Empire 2, yeah, lots of things I could have done here. What I decided to do, for some reason, I decided to not charge the Saber Tusk with my Demigryphs. In hindsight, I don't know why. I think that would have been pretty good. But anyway, I'm sacrificing Captuses in front of the Man-Eaters to slow them down. My thinking is I can shoot at them this turn. They can charge me next turn, and I will take it. He'll kill me, and then on my next turn I can shoot him again, and by that point they should be pretty manageable. I can't shoot at everything, so for the most part Steam Tank and Cannons are going after the Stonehorn, and my Hellblaster is going to target the Man-Eaters, and I'm just using magic wherever I think I need it. So there's the sacrifice. And this is just the other side of the board. So the Hellblaster, with the Master Engineer's help, opens up on the Man-Eaters and does 14 wounds. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Yeah, I don't know what the math says it should do, because I don't know when you get that one reroll of a die, and so you're almost, not guaranteed, but almost guaranteed to not roll a misfire. I don't know what the average roll should be, but I rolled really well. Just went to town on these guys. So I mean, I took half the models off, and another rank and file only has, I think, only 1 wound remaining. I could be wrong. It could be 2 wounds. And if it's 2 wounds, that means I did 13 wounds. Either way, no complaining whatsoever. Man-Eaters are still tough, and I've got to get all of the points, or else it doesn't do me any good. But yeah, that certainly helped. Other shooting, you can see there's a wound on the Stonehorn between my cannon and the Steam Tank. I think I've done 2 wounds to it. I think it has 6 wounds, and I've done 2 wounds to it so far. So Ogre's turn 2. Overall, it looks like that. Yeah, the Man-Eaters charge Captuses. There were some other failed charges. I think Stonehorn tried to charge my my Demigryphs, and the Iron Guts tried to charge the Demigryphs. It looks like they're far away, but these guys, their movement is 6 inches. They really have a pretty far reach. I love that because I need him slowed down as much as possible. I need time to get banishments off. Yeah, I need banishments. I need Hellblaster. So yeah, I want him to. Yeah, here's what happened. The Iron Guts actually charged my 5-man Archer attachment, whom I separated from my Wizards because I needed him. I wanted to go throw up there and redirect. So when they charged him, I went ahead and fled because I think he only needed a 9 or a 10, and it just wasn't worth a chance. I wasn't worried about the 35 points. So they redirected to my Demigryphs. They still needed a long charge, and they missed it. So I was very happy with that. Yeah, there we go. There's the failed charges. Demigryphs would not have stood up well to that, but both of them were so long, I didn't think it was worth. It wasn't worth it because had I fled from either one of them, he had a Saber Tusk to my left that could have just charged me and easily got those points. So I just had to stick it out. I notice he's being very cavalier with his Fire Belly. He pulls him out of the Bull unit so he can get in range. So he only needs a 10, I think, to cast his Fireball. I don't know what I was thinking with my Wizards. One, if I had him with the 5-man Archer detachment, it would give me 1 turn. It would allow me to distribute shooting a little bit. Or 2, I could have had him up closer to the Halberdiers to get a Lookout Sir roll. So the first spell he casts is, I think it's Fireball. It's 2d6, strength 4, something like that. And I just went ahead and took the risk and let it through because, I'm thinking he could roll low. It won't be too hard to wound me. He needs 3s to wound me, but I have 3 wounds, so you never know. I don't know what else I was so worried about, but I know I didn't want him getting regen off because I wanted to be able to shoot at the Iron Guts or the Man-Eaters and whittle them down because that needs to happen. Anyway, I chose that. It went through. He did 2 wounds to me, so I can't even afford to miscast anybody. With the Hellheart coming up, that means a Fire Belly is a main priority now. I need to get him killed because next turn he can force the Hellheart and blow up all my Wizards, and that won't be good. So I couldn't believe this. He comes in. His impact hits do a single wound to my Captuses. I get to go first, and I have 3 attacks with my guy at strength 5 and 2 attacks with my Pegasus, and I kill this champion, do 3 wounds to him. couldn't believe it. So he had a charge, a wound, and a banner. I had 3 wounds. He wins by a musician, and I stuck. In some ways, that's bad because it means on his next turn, if he kills me, then he can reform and charge my Hellblaster or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I can't believe Captus is held up there. Empire turn 3. Yeah, so for the most part, I'm just trying to create a system with a setup with my 2 Halberdier units that if he charges one and I'm steadfast and stick, that I can countercharge with the other one and he's going to be in trouble. I mean, that's kind of my game plan here. I think the Demigryphs, the steam tank can block the ogres on the left, the bulls, from doing anything with my halberdiers, and my Demigryphs I can reform. I can force the bulls to charge my Demigryphs. It's not ideal, but it's manageable. With another round of shooting, I'm really hoping that my cannons can take care of the Stonehorn, and the Hellblaster is going to open up on the Firebelly. So I'd rather shoot the Hellblaster at the Iron Guts, but I just need I need the Firebelly gone. And I'm willing to throw banishment, magic at it as well. So this is just showing the Demigryphs in combat, but I'll use this as also with magic. Magic was a total bust, and then the Hellblaster opens up with the Master Engineer on the Firebelly. He's got a 4-up lookout, sir, and I might have done some wounds to the Iron Guts, but I did 3 wounds to the Firebelly. He has 4 wounds. That 1 wound is critical. I mean, I laid no, I didn't. Anyway, so between magic being a bust and the Hellblaster being a bust, yeah, and by the way, I did the Hellblaster first, and so then with the cannon, I did it to where I was more likely to hit the Firebelly, and if I bounced to the Stonehorn, that'd be fine. And I rolled an 8, and it jumped right over the Firebelly. So that's why that's like that. Steam tank shot at the Stonehorn. I think he's just down to he still has 4 wounds remaining. And Archlector went ahead and charged this Saber Tusk, and then what I tried to do is move my Halberdiers in such a way that when I'm done I can reform a little bit. I don't want his Iron Guts to be able to charge my general. So after combat, he's missing another Maneater, but I'm missing Captuses. So he killed him and reformed. And over here, the Demigryphs, of course, killed the Sabertusk easily, and they reformed. So the Bulls can't really fit between those 2 units, and so they're pretty much going to have to charge the Steam Tank, which would be stupid, or the Demigryphs, which is a little bit scary for me, but like I said, I think it might be manageable. It goes to Ogres turn 3. So the Bulls charge the Demigryphs. Stonehorn charges the Steam Tank, and the Iron Guts and his Firebelly charged the Halberdiers. Now I was really surprised by that. The Maneaters charged the Halberdiers too, and they have Swift Stride. He rolled like a 1, a 1, and a 2. The Firebelly comes in. He's sitting on 1 wound, and I'm going to put every guy I can, and that's going to be 13 attacks for the champion on that Firebelly. I know he's probably going to be 5s or 6s to wound. I need 1 wound, and that guy's dead, and then the Hellheart is no longer an issue. And I don't know why my wizards are where they are. I need to have them way to the left, way far away. But keep in mind the Firebelly was way to the left. He charged the Halberdier unit, and then my opponent chose to put him way on this side. So anyway, that's what's going on there. This is where the rubber meets the road. Yeah, there's that. I know that the Iron Guts are going to do a lot of damage to my guys. I'm just hoping to be steadfast. Now keep in mind I'll have hatred, so there's that. And next turn I can countercharge with another Halberdier unit, and they'll have hatred, and between the 2 I should do a fair amount of wounds. He says the Stonehorn should kill a Steam Tank pretty easily, so I'm not loving that. So after combat, I do 6 wounds to the Bulls. He does 4 wounds to me. I felt fairly unlucky with my armor saves. He won by, I think, 1, but whatever it was, he won, and I stuck, so that was good. The Stonehorn comes in and does 3 wounds to my Steam Tank. So I'll take it. I'm a 50-50 chance of misfiring when I go for steam points, but even if you misfire, you could still, a lot of times it's not a big deal, you can get steam points. So after combat, here on the right, I thought I'd be steadfast, but he had the Dragonhide banner, which did a bunch of wounds. Iron Guts went to town. I did. What I should say first is during the magic phase, he got the toughness buff off on the flame, on the Firebelly. So that means I'm going to need 6 to wound him instead of 5s. And I let it go because I wanted to save dice for bubble regen. He throws his dice at bubble regen, and he gets an irresistible 4. So I had 7 dispel dice that I never used and threw away. He has a 4-up regen that I cannot get through. I mean, look at his Iron Gut unit. It's full strength. I couldn't take the last wound off the fire belly. That's huge. That is absolutely huge. Now he's going to be able to use a Hell Heart, and that's going to just cause me a lot of problems. Oh, and my Celestial Hurricane panicked and ran off the table, even though it was Leadership 9 rerollable. So Empire turn 4. I put 2 of my wizards right next to his fire belly, so that if they miscast, then at least the template goes in the fire belly, and I can kill him and get some revenge for it. Other than that, I don't know what to do. My wizards are sunk. So prepare my halberdiers for the eventual charge. I charge the Archlector into the 2 remaining Man-Eaters, and that is risky because they are going to win that in the long run. I'm hoping to get lucky with my impact hits, take him down to 1 guy, beat him through combat res. He only has a banner left, and he would break. So that's what I'm hoping for. The Steam Tank goes for 4 steam points, and he gets a misfire. He takes 2 wounds, so he's down to 5 wounds, but he gets 2 steam points. So I actually have 6 steam points. So I'm going to put 3 into grind and 3 into his strength 4 breath weapon. So during the magic phase, yeah, so my level 4 dies. I was rolling an 8, which is just awful on my miscast charts. So one level 1 dies, the one who's to the left here. The level 4 dies. The level 1 you can see survived with 1 wound, miraculously. And my general took 2 wounds because he generates power dice. So whenever I miscast rolling an 8 or 9, that happened twice. He took a strength 6 hit, got wounded both times, and had to think at that point, had a 6-up armor save and a 4 board save, failed everything, and my general's down to a single wound. This is Blood and Glory, folks. If my general dies, I'm down to a fortitude of 3, and my opponent's going to get 600 victory points, and it's just going to be bad. So there's that. Not happy about that in the slightest. Yeah, over here, I thought this was interesting. During the grind, I was able to do 2 wounds to the Stonehorn, so he had 2 wounds left. And so we go to combat, and I use the Strength 4 breath weapon and get 2 wounds, and he fails his armor save. and he had a 4-up regen save because he had bubble, and he was within 12 inches, and he failed those as well. Just, yeah, go figure. So he's dead. During the shooting phase, I open up with I think I did the Hell Blaster at the Iron Guts, and I used Grape Shot on the Fire Belly. And in hindsight, I don't know, now the Fire Belly I want to get revenge, but the damage has been done. But I used Grape Shot anyway because I just wanted to get him, and I still couldn't take the last wound off the Fire Belly. The Hell Blaster does some wounds to the Iron Gut unit, but meh, not really. Exactly what I hoped to happen happened with the Archlector. He killed one of the Man-Eaters killed one Man-Eaters, the other one came back, couldn't do any wounds, and broke, and because he's a standard, I just reformed. Ogres turn 4, he reforms his Iron Guts to face Halberdiers. He has nothing else to do. All he has on the table are Bulls and Iron Guts. Of course, there's 3 characters, those Iron Guts. Iron Guts. He throws like a fireball at my general and does the 1 wound he needed, and general dies, and my opponent just broke my fortitude, which bites. Of course, he got irresistible force, and it does nothing to him. I think he lost a single Iron Gut. And even though there's a small template's on the Firebelly's head, he either rolled a 1 to wound or he made his regen save. Just yeah. So after combat here, he's whittling down my demigryphs. I'm whittling down his bulls. Neither one of us is willing to put money on what's going to happen in the long run there. Empire turn 5. I was able to get some steam points at my steam tank, and so it plows into the Iron Guts and to the bulls on the top left. And by the way, we play by the Regions Tournament FAQ, which says that you're allowed virtual pivots with steam tank or anything else compulsory. That's why he was able to make that. Yeah, I decide not to charge in because my thinking is this is beautiful. I can open up. He's got a lookout Noblar, so I can open up with the Hell Blaster and really weaken this unit, and then send a cannonball through his lines and just take out characters and everything else. I did 0 wounds. I, it is inexplicable. I don't know what god he sacrificed something to, but I'm telling you, this was killing me. I thought that by the time we got in combat to my halberdiers, that Iron Gut unit, he would be down to like an Iron Gut or two and a character. No, he's got everything. I can't do anything to it. This combat goes well, but they stick around. They're steadfast. Yeah, it looks like that. On his turn, he charges in. During the magic phase, he's getting these huge magic phases, and I just can't stop everything. And he's six dicing. He likes to six dice the regen bubble because if you fail it, you still have regen, and so even if you lay a template down or something, you're protected. I did 0 wounds here, 0 to him, and he did a much to me, but I was steadfast. But it doesn't matter in the long run. This combat rages on. It looks like I'm now getting the upper hand. And yeah, there's that. Empire turn 6. So I bring the War Altar, charge him into the flank of the Iron Guts. I would have moved him up last time within 6 inches, but I didn't think the War Altar gave hatred. I thought that it was the Archlector that gave hatred. But I found out since that the War Altar did, and I should have moved him up last time, give hatred to Halberdiers. But whatever. I charge him this time because I'm desperate. I need to get the victory, and it's kind of close. There's that. And after combat, yeah, so his bull's in the top die. Down at the bottom, he issues a challenge with his BSB. The first time we had combat, I accept with my champion. He kills my champion. This time I refuse, and so my BSB went to the back. His battle standard bearer is down to 2 wounds. His Slaughtermaster's at full wounds. His Firebelly finally died, but he still has 2 Iron Guts left. I'm telling you, between not being able to do any wounds in combat and totally failing with the Hellblaster volley gun, I should have, if I would have done, 6 more wounds to these Iron Guts, that unit would be off the table, and that'd be a big point swing there. Nevertheless, it is like that. We go to Ogre turn 6. There's nothing to do except fight the combat. And yeah, I have 4 guys remaining. I had 5 guys. The one was a standard. He killed my BSB in a challenge. We didn't accept it that time, and because I knew I wouldn't be steadfast, and I would break whenever we had to roll. So I had 4 guys left, but he couldn't catch them, so I retained those points, and the game ended like that. So I counted the points up today, and I think with extra points and everything killed, I got 1,600, but he got, I think, 2,100. So it was easily a victory for him, and of course he got 2 extra victory points for breaking my fortitude first, and I got 2 victory points because I had 2 units in woods. If this were the tournament, it'd be really bad for me. I would have had like 2 points total. So yeah, that was a game where at the beginning I felt like I was really lucky against a little bit lucky against the Iron Blaster and definitely lucky against the Man-Eaters, but there at the end when it mattered, oh my gosh, it was killing me. Anyway, what a fun game. That's what it's all about as far as I'm concerned. This was nail biter, trying to not knowing how it was going to turn out, and just real fun all the way around. So anyway, that's it. Hope you enjoyed it.